Hello and welcome to another update video. Today we want to start with the SPX and we want to take a look at the SPX, and I want to take a look at the SPX chart on the, let's say, slightly larger time frame here to give you a good idea of where we currently are. The larger time frame here still suggests that the SPX could be in a rally to new highs, okay? And the main question at the moment is whether the move to the upside that we see here from the April low is actually just a B wave. Hold on, here, not that. A B wave, yeah. And we have already put in a major price top in February this year. And the move to the downside was a 3-wave A wave. We are now in a 3-wave B wave, which could even technically overshoot. And then we start a 5-wave C wave to the downside. And if we see that, this would basically be part of a larger correction, which might even only be the A wave of an even larger correction, and we're actually starting already a bear market. So that's the white scenario. Okay, just want to remind everybody of that possibility that this is technically just a B wave, and this would be the way to go if in the next larger pullback, which hasn't even started, we're going to break below support. But as I tried to explain to you many times when we looked at the SPX on the larger time frame, if we really started a more substantial correction already, then yeah, it's technically from an Elliott Wave point of view valid and possible that this move to the upside here is indeed just a B wave. But you need to think about what it means from a sentiment point of view. Does it really make sense if we really started maybe even a bear market that we have an overshooting B wave, which is technically very bullish? I mean, it's possible, but I've been saying from the beginning, I'm not tracking primarily that we have already topped. I'm actually tracking a move to new highs. Well, that already materialized. We already formed new highs. I didn't necessarily expect it to happen in a very direct fashion. So my view was when we started that rally there in April that we're going to form a 3-wave move up, probably like an A wave. Then we would see a B wave and a C wave. This would have been like the high probability count for me. Well, that is still not wrong. This could still play out because it might simply be that in this ABC structure, the C wave is very extended. Okay, and that would be wave A of an ABC structure, so A, B, C. Yeah. But that initial move up is not even finished. Now, obviously, if we consider this move to the upside in wave 5, basically an extension of that larger rally that's already unfolding, if we consider this an ABC structure, then, well, if we already rallied to a new high, who's telling me that this couldn't complete in a direct fashion, right? So my thought is still, because we've only really marginally pushed above the February high, that this count that we're tracking there in the yellow scenario as an A, B, C structure could still play out. It's just that this A wave is extending higher than I initially anticipated. But again, not confirming any local top here yet. But yeah, that is basically what I'm tracking. And that's also what I'm tracking for the Nasdaq, for example. All we need to take care of is to understand what is main support for this B wave pullback if it starts. At the moment, it's between $5,120 to $5,690, basically. And so this initial rally is still unfolding. So once we start a pullback, we can call that basically a B wave pullback. And then if we see the pullback to be corrective, if it's corrective, basically a 3-wave move down, then it's likely the B wave. And as long as we're holding their support, we can track a rally from there, an upside reversal from there. If the move down is something more bearish and maybe unfolds as 5 waves, then this yellow count will have to be taken off the chart. So, but this is just for context. I mean, in the very short term, we need to watch support levels and need to understand what the relevant levels are that confirm a pullback. And there are various levels here, but I mean, I need to bring back all these. So hold on, there was a box I wanted to actually Yeah. So as long as we are holding above $6,012, there's a Fibonacci support area there for an internal fourth wave. As long as we're holding above that, there is no confirmation at all that this B wave pullback has started. Yeah. So there are multiple ways how this could still unfold, but until we break below 6,012, we don't even have a confirmation for a local top. So we can still track, further upside extensions in one way or another.